Hello and welcome back to another episode of Talking Baldocks. This is episode 24. I never know how to start these, so I'm sure Matt will pick me up, but that's one of our trademarks now.
Well, no, I just like the way you go so high pitched when you say the number. I thought
I know, I don't know
23, you'd really
I don't know what
24.
happened there, but 24. Yeah, my name's Neil Baldock, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm Matt Baldock. So how are you today anyway?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Um, yeah,
We've
so I
got
wanted
matching
to,
plants.
pardon?
We've got matching plants.
Yeah, it's very nice. I don't know who was the interior designer for our offices, but yeah, I think. How are you, by the way? I didn't ask you back.
No, that's fine. It was noted. But no, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm very good indeed. Had some nice conversations this week. I went for lunch with an old mentee of mine, one of my old past consulting clients.
Very
Just
nice.
went for just a non-agenda catch up, and it's always nice to hear how people are doing and how their business has kind of moved on and what they are still doing that I taught them and what they're not doing anymore that I think they should. And then this week I've got a couple of more conversations with people just aren't having the best of times in their business and just kind of want to see how what they can change. I think they need some training with their teams. And I've had a really good conversation with an agent in a part of London who's looking at potentially becoming a property partner, so running their own business under the Charles David Casson brand. So yeah, all in all, a good week. Productive as opposed to busy.
Fantastic. Which brings us nicely on to the subject of today's podcast, um, which is talking about the difference between being busy and being productive. And yeah, the reason this subject has come around is we have a managers meeting once a week, don't we, with our team? And
Yeah.
obviously, you had other commitments this week, so I ran that meeting. And one of the things that came up was, the structure of our meeting is we go through the scoreboard with our managers, and we have targets, as we've discussed in the past. We don't hide from the fact that we think having targets and KPIs in a business is actually a productive thing, um, and managed in the right way, of course. Um, and the way our scoreboard works is we have a number we're aiming for, and we it's either green or it's red. We either hit it or we haven't. And the reason we structure it like that is because all salespeople naturally, when challenged as to their activity, will, rather than give you the number, they will come up with, oh, well, I've been doing this and I've went there and then this happened and I've got this bubbling. That's the great phrase. And then I've got this happening and da da da. And unless you have some clear, did we hit the number or did we not? We don't get there. We don't move forward.
We are. So I was going to say, yeah, I mean, agency is a pipeline business, but salespeople love this like invisible pipeline, don't they? They've always got this pipeline that's about to go into the pipeline.
That's
There's
it.
always deals coming.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. So they're running multiple different pipelines in their head, and it's yeah. If you don't sort of challenge people a bit, then those deals will always be coming and never happen. Um, and so what I was asked this week by both of our teams, actually, our sales and lettings teams, whether we could add some categories to the scoreboard. Um, and one of those things was on the sales side, can we add an offers target and can we record how many offers we're getting?
Mhm.
And then on the letting side, it was how can we record how many relets we're doing, as opposed to we're targeting obviously new business, actual new managements coming into our business. And what I was explaining to the team was you're kind of, if I allow you to do that, you're going to it's number one, it's quite hard to target those things because you can't make tenants move out in order to relet a property, and you can't really target or you could target offers, but in my opinion, the important figures are your valuations, instructions, and sales agreed, because those are the things that you can kind of affect. Um, and those are the things that translate into business. Um, but yeah, people kind of wanted numbers because they're not. necessarily hitting the productive numbers. And so what they wanted to do was have a feel good factor and record the busy numbers. Well, I'm busy with reletting these properties and I'm busy with dealing with these offers, but I haven't sold anything, or I'm busy with this, but I haven't brought any new business in. And so, I said I might sound like the big bad wolf sometimes, but there's a big difference between being busy and being productive. And if we've got good people in the business, which we have, they need to be challenged. They don't need to be allowed to give excuses. Um, and so, yeah, that's kind of where this conversation's come from.
Yeah, no, entirely. And shout out to Spencer Lawrence of Paramount because he was the one that had a chat with me about busy and productive many years ago. And we did go for a while, we banned the word busy in the office on the basis of the same as Spencer done, because busy becomes a competition. I'm busy and I'm even busier and I'm really busy. But ultimately, we just want to know if people are being productive or not, right? So because you can take even, you could take 100 meetings and be busy with these meetings, but if nothing's coming out of them, then you're just a busy fool. You're taking the wrong meetings, right? It's like if you look back at the valuations thing, we say, well, look, how many listings have you taken? Or, you've done 100 listings and you've listed 30 properties, then your conversion rate's 30%. And the listers always say, no, 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 because only 50 of them came to the market, or only 60 of them came to the market. So yeah, 60 came to the market, so my conversion rate's 50%. But then it's like, because, we're going on all these valuations that aren't coming to the market. So then you have to look at, well, why are we doing those valuations? Um, and that is the thing. And we do humans like you like that quick dopamine hit. So it's just our basic biology. We like to feel good. We like to feel we've done something. There are people out there. So to-do lists are a great one. I know for a fact there are people out there, maybe even listening to this, that will sometimes do a job and then write it on their to-do list just so they can tick it, just so that they can say that they've done something. And look, you've got to do certain things to get you through the day and give those dopamine hits. But if you start either measuring the wrong things or getting so consumed with the feel good factor that you don't actually have the long term, the long term good for the business, then obviously it can actually become damaging.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not just damaging for you as a business, it's damaging for that person if you allow them to run their work life like that, because ultimately they'll be feeling great because they're busy and they've got some things to tell you they've been doing. But if they haven't produced the results required, they're not going to earn the money that they want to. And that's on an employed or a self-employed business owner basis. Um, you can make yourself busy doing what you want, but it is about being productive. And it's not just in agency, it goes for anything. If you took like a building site, for example, if you had a bricklayer going, oh, yeah, the house hasn't been built. It hasn't progressed today, but I've been tidying up the site and I've swept up earlier, and then I had to move those rubble and put that in the skip and all this, that, and the other. The project manager of that building site would say, "Why on earth have I got a skilled bricklayer sweeping up a building site?" So it's not about like telling you. Um, oh yeah, no, we don't think you've done anything, but it's like, have you done the right things? And that's what people need to get into the mindset of. And that's why, like, the exercise where people might write down every 15 minutes what they've been doing is not, if used in the right way, that's not a micromanagement tool. That is a productivity tool, because we might look at it and say, well, you know, my branch manager's been out doing all of the viewings or something like that, or you know what I mean? And it's like, well, actually, no, you should be spending more of your time sitting on people's sofas trying to convert valuations and booking valuations. So it's kind of those type of exercises that allow you to actually go, well, it's no wonder you're busy, but you're busy with the wrong things, and this is actually what we think would be a better use of your time.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think, and it does go back to the self-employed agents also, because it is incredibly easy when you're working by because there'll be a lot of self-employed agents say, I wanted to lose the shackles of the KPIs and the targets, so I've come out and to do my own thing. And as me and you've discussed previously, I think if you're trying to run your own business and you're not setting yourself any targets, then you're basically trying to find your way without a map. It's not going to work long term. Um, but it's incredibly easy when you're by yourself without any accountability to become busy rather than productive, mainly because so much work is done on phones, right? And then phones are the biggest distractor of all. So, rather, if you're running your own agency business as a self-employed agent, you've got to get out there and talk to people. But it's so easy to go, well, what I'll do is actually I'll perfect my tout letters. I'll get on with ChatGPT and we'll write them and I'll get them all perfect. And then I'll get my Canva stuff done. I'll start there. And before you know it, you've done a whole day. And where you think you've been productive, you've been busy doing things, but you haven't actually spoken to anybody. You haven't been productive. And because you're doing most of the work on your mobile, you will, because it's just human nature, just flick onto your personal Instagram or have a little look at TikTok or go on Facebook and that. And as we know, I mean, I think in Johan Hari's book Stolen Focus, it says that once you're distracted, it takes you 12 minutes to regain your focus. I actually think studies probably shows it's longer now. So you can lose hours in a day. And so sometimes if you do just jot down that what you've done all day as a self-employed agent, it can be fucking terrifying because it'll look like in an 8 hour day you've actually done about 2 hours work or something like that.
Mm.
And it's not there to punish you, it's just to kind of make you be accountable. I mean, we run accountability sessions and we hold our partners accountable. If we're coaching other agents, we hold, we do accountability work with them. But when you're by yourself, I mean, it's tough to hold yourself accountable. So you've got to do these exercises, and you've got to scare yourself a little bit because you're probably not working as hard or being as productive as you think.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. And you do want to identify what you're busy with, and this is especially in an estate and the letting agency business where you've got proper, you've got clients who will be making demands of you. Like in a letting agency, someone says, "Oh, I'm really busy." Okay, well, what are you busy with? And then it's like, oh, well, I had to go to that property and sit there all day and wait for the utility company to turn up. And then I had to go there and I just had to give it a little clean. And you go, hold on a minute, like, what did we charge for that? Oh, nothing. No, I don't pay you to go and sit for hours, or if you're self-employed, you shouldn't be, spending your time going and sitting for hours for free. So finding out what you are busy with yourself or what your team are busy with is a really important exercise because you will identify stuff in there that basically means people are just working for free. And then actually you can say, okay, well, if that's a regular thing we're doing, we need to look at that and make that a chargeable service because, an agency business, our time is money.
Yep. And if you're self-employed, your time is your biggest overhead and your most, valuable asset. So, and again, obviously there's customer service and there's doing things, but I do think a lot of the time people they'll go, oh yeah, I was giving great customer service, but actually you didn't fancy door knocking or cold calling, so it was just easier to go and do that. And it's nice to do the nice things, right? And it's easy to do the nice things. Um, but the nice things aren't. So I'm not saying we don't have any customer service, but there are sometimes they're not the most productive things. You've got to actually just get out there, you know, was wear out the what's it called? Something about the leather on your shoe. Anyway, pound the
Yeah.
streets, get out there, get on patch, and do these things. And it's not as easy, especially when the weather's a bit shit. It's nice being in your warm house, knocking up some lovely designs on Canva or perfecting all your letters. But if you take a week perfecting your letters, you could have sent out, a few hundred and done beats perfect most of the time.
Yeah, definitely. But also, just going back to your point there about like the customer service, if there's things that need to be done because they are nice to haves or they are, really feel strongly that you must do that for whatever reason, you got to look at are you the right person to be doing it?
Yep.
Or should you be outsourcing or employing somebody to go and do those things for you so that they happen, so that you can spend your time doing the highly productive things. And again, like, if you are spending all your time designing things on Canva, could you get someone else to do that who can't go door knocking or making prospecting phone calls? Um, do you know what I mean? And so you've got to look at actually, and you do it a lot. It's like, oh, but I really enjoy doing that. Well, that's nice, but is it being productive and is it actually helping you move your business forward?
Yeah, no, 100%. And there are some things, we call them the £10 tasks, and there are some I always maintain you can keep one or two back for yourself because you do just want that little bit of enjoyment, to kind of start day. Like I start every day by sending out prospecting letters because it's just my little fix, and I mean it keeps me in touch with the market because I see what properties are doing what timeline wise. That's my quick little fix. Could I get a VA to do it 100%? But it doesn't take me long. I like it and it sets me up for the day. But am I going to spend my whole day doing admin jobs? No, of course not.
No, no, but also, yeah, prospecting is a business generation thing, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
that kind of makes sense. If you, as my business partner said to me, oh well, I'm spending half a morning a week, I don't know, cleaning the office or something, then I'd
sure.
probably say, well,
Yeah.
come on, mate, let's get somebody else to do that.
I think you're in no danger of me ever saying that to you.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't suppose you would enjoy cleaning the office, but you get the point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, exactly. No, I make you right. I say we live in a world where it's a bit like, when you got your loft or your garage and it's just full of shit and you're not really, and it wasn't full of shit immediately, over time you've just kind of gone, I'll just put that there, I'll just put that there. Well, time is like that. It's just very easy to fill your time with shit and thinking you're doing stuff with not. So yeah, you do need, so say if you're running a team, as you very rightly say, mate, it's not micromanaging, but you need to manage people and you can't have, I mean, you need KPIs, but you cannot have 100. You can't spend a 3 hour meeting going through every little, did you tie your
No.
shoelaces up today? You've just got to have the right points. We use ours really as a pulse of the business, don't we?
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. And the point is, it's what's important to the business,
yeah.
not what is important to that individual.
Yeah.
Because if we did what's important to every individual, we might not, no one might earn any money because it's just the reality of the way business works. So, yeah,
And, and and likewise, if you're self-employed, you need to just have that kind of um, structure, and you just need to be strong with yourself, and kind of like have a good look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Look, come on, this is what I need to do." I mean, I just created, like I called it a 30-day valuation sprint for our property partners, and it was actionable things to do every day, every week for kind of for a month basically. And I even provided a checklist on there. And it's not to patronize people, but sometimes it's just easier to have it in front of you and go, yeah, and then at the end of the day, look at it. And if you've got a load of blank boxes, well, you might have been busy, but you haven't been productive.
mm.
And sometimes
Yeah,
that's just a very easy way to kind of monitor it.
yeah. But you can also, I mean, it improve like if people are thinking, oh my God, it sounds like they're managing everyone all the time. Well, um, you know, you do need to manage things, but also you can improve your team or your own life by managing these things because if someone's going, oh my God, I'm so busy every day and I'm not earning what I want to be earning, then they're just burning out. Whereas if you sit down with them and say, well, what are you busy with? Please talk me through it. Tell me exactly what is taking up all of this time. Um, they'll start telling you, and you're going, well, bloody hell, why have you been doing that? Like, I don't want you to do that. So let's stop doing that. And instead, let's do this. And you can do that for yourself. Like you say, if you're self-employed, you can improve your own life because certainly if you're self-employed and you're busy but not productive, you're really going to have a hard time. So it's not about, yeah, just like putting everyone under pressure and managing. And actually, the people that get asked, look, I want to help you, tell me what you're busy with, and get all defensive, that's their own problem because they're probably hiding something there. Whereas people that generally want to move forward and be helped will say, well, look, this is, I'm working, this is what I'm doing. What more can I do? And then you can say, well, look, let me help you, let me give you a plan to do that.
Yep, 100%. 100%. Um, go on.
No, that's it really, I think.
I was just going to give a couple of kind of quick productivity hacks that I give to people, and we tell our team, and whether people want to use them or not is down to them. But I think first, I just want to talk about emails because emails are the biggest distraction, I think, to most people, employed or self-employed. So, and it's when you're on your computer and you're working away, it's not, don't, rather than not, I'm not going to check my emails, physically close them and
Mm,
turn off that, because there's nothing worse than you're writing away and a little thing pops up in the corner and it's only got half of it and you think, oh, what the fuck, what was that? And you come up there. Set yourself time. So say I'm going to do emails between 9 and 10, 1 and 2, 4 and 5, something like that. There is very, if it's something was that urgent, it would be a phone call. Nobody emails you to say your house is burning down.
no.
So, set yourself that. But when you're not on your emails, literally turn them off so you're not getting the distractions coming in.
Yeah. The way I normally phrase it to people is your emails is not your to-do list. Like
Yep.
your email is not your productivity list.
And we didn't even rehearse this bit, but my next tip was about to-do lists,
Fantastic.
um, which is good. So to do a really quick one for to-do list, if it takes you as long to do it as it does to write it on your to-do list, just do it.
Yeah.
So, if you've got to send someone a one-line email, rather than writing on your to-do list, send someone a one-line email, just send it. Um, And sometimes actually, because I feel like people like to-do lists because they like to tick things off. Because again, they just like that quick hit, that feel-good factor. So rather than have a to-do list, give yourself a done list. So just get on with your day and do your work. And this kind of goes back into a little bit of our time tracking. Every time you do a task, write it down. And then at the end of the day, you'll feel good because you'll go, shit, I've got all that done and I feel good. So sometimes just practice rather than having a to-do list, switch it to a done list.
Yeah, that's good.
Um,
The only other
and
thing
it's,
I'd add to that is I'm not a big fan of, personally, of a to-do list. I like a must-do list. And the difference between the two for me is a to-do list can get full of shit. And a must-do list is 5 or 7 things you must do that day. They're not to-dos, they're not little things, they are productivity things, moving your business forward. So it's a must-do list. And the difference in the language there means they must get done. Like they have to be time blocked. You have to make time for them. Those things, maybe do them the first thing in the morning, get them done, and then you can go on to your to-do list. But I do agree, like having a list of stuff makes it easy to not forget, tick it off, give yourself a dopamine hit, and get things
yeah.
done. But I do think you can also
I
end up
think
with a
you,
massively long one that's
well, I
makes no
agree, and I
sense.
think you can procrastinate all day. I think you can spend so much time adding to your list that you don't actually do the work, which is why I think it might be worth trying just having it done, just getting on with it. And especially if you're self-employed, it's a bit easier because you can dictate your own days a bit. Just understand. So, as like if you've got urgent jobs, right? If you've got a sale falling through, you've got to deal with it. But everyone will have these kind of, they're important, but they're not urgent jobs. And if you're not going to outsource them, you're going to do them themselves. Just understand how you feel that day. So for argument's sake, you might have to write some blogs, you might have to update your tout letters. Now, if you're not in the mood to do it, you're going to spend all day dicking around with it and trying to put it. So just realize today I'm not in the mood for that. What I actually feel like doing is that job, and just like see how you feel and go with it. Because if you're enjoying what you're doing, you're going to rattle through it a hell of a lot quicker.
Definitely. But the flip side of that is the not urgent important jobs are the things that need to get done because
Mhm.
they are the things that move the business forward. So if it's urgent and important, obviously you should do it. If it's urgent, sorry, not urgent but important, then you need to make time for those things. Um, and
But
if
yeah,
you,
no, you're correct. But just choose ones because everyone will have a list as long as there are of those kind of things. When you're running a business, there's always something to do. So just rather than spending half a day doing something you're not really feeling, just get on with it. Just literally listen to yourself and go, today, yep, I'm really in the mood for content, so I'm going to make all my content. Or today, actually, it needs to be more, and it's just kind of rather than forcing yourself to do something, because then you're just not going to get it done. It's going to stay on your list.
yeah, yeah. But at some point you have to get those things done as well,
Yeah,
don't
you do
you?
that the
So
next day when you're feeling it. And if you've ever got jobs that you're they're important and you're just not, and you just don't have either the skill set or the love to do them, then outsource them.
Then you should outsource them. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah, the phrase there is it has to be done, but it doesn't have to be done by me. And that's the thing, isn't it? But you got to managing your time is one of the most productive things you can do, isn't it?
Hmm.
Essentially, because yeah, this business, our time is money. So, um, and I don't think it's a bad thing to be looking at all the time. It's like, what am I spending my time on?
Yeah.
So, good. All right. Anything else we want to add before we wrap up?
I don't think so, mate. We'll mention he's just going to get his calendar up very quickly. Obviously, the estate agency dinner, which you are more than welcome to come to if you are an estate letting agent, HMO specialist, property buyer, someone actively involved in helping people buy, sell, rent, or let. The next one is on the 19th of March. So please do find me on LinkedIn and get your tickets.
Fantastic. Yeah. Um, good. Well, who's going to wrap this one up then?
Well, we can wrap it up now. So, thank you very much for listening. Oh, we're meant to, I think the pros say, don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe, and a share. So, yeah,
Definitely.
do that, please. But I've been Matt Baldock, he's been,
Neil Baldock.
and we've been talking Bulldogs.